really underappreciated in the scene. They've been incredible all throughout the qualifiers. Catty Jones has had an unbelievable event as well. And I think on paper, all of these individuals, pound for pound, are better than Team France.
Oh, now that is a call. I don't think I agree with that. I think you can't really discount Astra, Rachel, Kade, that triple threat. I know that Julie hasn't been playing at the top level for some time. She comes in for the big events, and Emerald's also been out of it. But we're seeing what those individuals can do. So I think at the very least we're going to get an incredibly competitive affair, which we've had for almost all of our series the last couple of days, to be fair. But I think one thing, particularly when it comes to this Inferno match, that Portugal have over France, and it was mentioned by the desk, it's Zana.
Yeah, true.
Because Anya was really actually being a serious problem for France. And no offense to Anya, but Zana is on another level.
Yes, agreed. And also what I will say is that Kaede, it took her a very long time to warm into that CT side. So if we get Kaede off rip, going toe-to-toe with Zana, then that's where it gets exciting. For Team France, I also want to see more out of Rachel, to be honest, because I feel like normally when we watch Team France, when I watch Rachel just play in the women's leagues, like I'm screaming her name like every round because she's just doing something incredible. I didn't really kind of feel that yesterday. I want to see it today. Semi-finals, there is so much on the line. One of these teams makes the grand final after this series. Would it be Portugal? Would it be France? Let's find out on Inferno.
Our most hotly contested semi-final. I think many eyes will be on this one. Team USA take on Team Poland on the back stage. Fairly standard setup for the CT side here. Passive play on B. You've got the double setup on each side of top middle for the CTs. They'll eventually peek for info when they don't get contact. But France are also playing very reserved.
Look at this. Portugal just started to push down mid a little bit. Got to be careful. In towards Apps goes D7. Puts Emerald on notice, but Ida caught off guard. Zana tries it, but Rachel's there with the trade, and Emerald is now looking for D7.
Yeah, these timings have not been good, but D7 getting that kill is huge. That means that France aren't going to continue to A. Instead, they scale towards the B bomb site. Great timing from that smoke from Yun. She has the dual Berettas behind it, and that's the perfect weapon for the job. Needs to connect. The jumping made it difficult. So at least the trade is there, bomb to go down.
No utility left for Portugal, but at least they're here early. D7 is already in church. And Catty Jones will follow suit. Look at this post plant. Astra just tucked in towards Pool. A bit of a rivalry here between Astra and D7. Common positions. You know how your teammate likes to play. Over the top is Julie to take contact, and then Astra follows up. A really great crossfire, and France on the pistol.
Yeah, that was beautiful crossfire, and the fact they had that smoke down really set that in stone for France. You can see what both teams were playing at there, and France's passive setup actually works out a lot better for them. Obviously, with Emerald being able to get past D7 at the start, that also caused a lot of issues because then D7 had to go back and try and deal with her. And so those three players in middle, they're kind of caught in the open when you see suddenly you're not expecting three Ts to swing at you.
A good entry path in as well for France when they come through that smoke that's put down at B, because one goes in towards CT. Eunice suddenly, her crosshair is entirely focused on CT, and the other players can just run through the other side.
Yeah. Had the right call with the drop with the smoke, but simply too many players bursting through, and now we have the eco stack on B. Rachel will find out about this soon enough. And now the bomb can start to move with the rest of the squad elsewhere. Doesn't look like there should be too much to say about this one.
No. 3 Mac 10 kills for Rachel, I guess is the opening sentiment. If Kaede wants an orb after all this bonus buy is done, then Rachel could drop her. Be interesting to see how much Kaede prioritizes the AWP on T side, because we didn't see all that much from her yesterday against Denmark.
Yeah, it's interesting, wasn't it? I mean, on Ancient, I think we got a bit of it, but it was not out as much as you'd maybe anticipate given this team and just the amount of warping that you could have. Now we're going to see fast towards B with these Mac 10s. Yun doesn't even get a chance to fight back. The nades destroy her.
That's tough, and that was one of the MP9s at least, but look at how direct this is from France. You get one kill, you've dropped the smokes, you now know one's in towards CT. There isn't a molly here to upset Ida, and Zana will find that frag. Ida needed one, and she gets nothing.
See, I know this is just the Mac 10s, and they've obviously got the spawns, but this is the exact play that we expected out of this team.
Absolutely.
We didn't really get it yesterday. I think that's what was enabling Denmark to get the upper hand on them in a lot of times. They felt like they were uncomfortable. They've come in and started this game looking in their element.
We speak about win conditions. They spoke about it quite extensively for Team Portugal. But for Team France, they didn't even get a kill in these rounds, but it has been 3 rounds deep. Astra and Rachel are on 4 kills each already. A fired up Rachel, a warmed up Astra. That is scary for Team Portugal.
Yeah, that's the recipe for success here on Inferno. We know how strong they are over towards Banana on both sides of the server. We got to really actually see that in that Inferno matchup. It did feel like France got a lot of control there for free, but Denmark did work out how to counter it. So we'll see when the side switch what Portugal will be throwing at them on the T side. So at least with saved members for the Portuguese, they can reinvest and keep 1 Mac 10 in Rachel's palms.
The setup on B is going to be tested quite a lot, especially with this weaponry again between Yun and Ida, because it is just a FAMAS, it's just an MP9, and because they've got limited utility, France take top Banana for free instantly within the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think Rachel wants to fight. Okay, Smoke will at least cause her to pause. She wanted to put that pressure on early, get them sweating. With how explosive that round was before. Astra will just hang out here, and I think France will start to focus their attentions elsewhere.
Got to remember that we're talking about France playing Inferno yesterday. Portugal also played Australia yesterday on Inferno. That was Australia's map pick, and it was pretty one-sided.
Yeah, not the way that some of us maybe hoped.
Sorry.
Yeah. I guess that means I'm Team France today.
A lot of control here on the map for France. They've got apartments. They're now looking to settle into top brackets. That Molly will push Zana and Catty Jones back. Everyone from Team Portugal is just in the bomb site.
Yeah, immediately fall back to a more passive setup. They don't want to contest this. So France have gotten so much space. You imagine they can pop at any moment.
Look at this rotate as well, just because Astra's putting this pressure on. It's drawn Zana all the way over, but the bomb's going A.
Yeah, they just don't have any information. That's a good dink on Emerald. She'll have to slow down. They've just walked through long. This timing could not have been better. Will it get spotted by Zana? That's the question. I think she got a whiff of it. Smoke down. KOD starts to scale. D7's falling. Catty Jones backside. Needs to get the multi, but she's run down too many players to deal with. Rotation off the mark. Zana actually charging in. But again, 2 players on the side. It was just too much to deal with.
Yeah, that's one of those where you don't have any map control, you don't have any info, you got to go for a gamble play, and Astra does so much in terms of just being in top Banana, just taking a couple of pop shots over towards Ruins, and suddenly you're at that point where we don't know, there's 20 seconds left, top brackets has been denied, Emerald's in apps, Zana, come and rotate. It's simple CS, but it is really effective. And it's just because you got the combination here of Portugal not being able to build up a bank balance. Feel like they have to keep forcing the issues in some of these buys, which means that they're MP9s, they're FAMASes, and they've only got a couple of bits of util.
I'm surprised how passive that setup was.
I agree.
They really just gave France everything they wanted, and it just meant they had no idea where it was going to go.
It's because also they smoked themselves off balcony, and it's like, okay, well, think about the pistol where D7 had to go back and deal with Emerald. It's like they're no stranger to that fight, but by smoking everything off, you're just playing and relying a lot on crossfires. They should have adjusted when Zana went B.
Continuing to reinvest. KD will get that up, so we'll get to see it in action early on.
Better util, flash forward, but Rachel goes ahead of it. Yun will at least trade that one out. Astra and Kaede still in Banana. This time Zana will rotate on a better timing, and keep your eyes on D7, because Emerald is. She's staring at this angle.
Oh, who blinks first? D7 shouldn't move here. But I don't think she's going to be aware that 2 players are right there.
The thing is, though, if Kaede walks back and joins her team, there's a real world in which D7 can kill the AWPer.
D7, you don't want to walk out that balcony. Here's that opportunity you were talking about. K-Day starts to move forward, and D7, perfect opportunity to strike.
And now she falls back. Top Banana needs to start moving now. Either rotate in or take the space away, because France are just going to accelerate. The gap they found, it's long again, and they're going to start wrapping B. This is why this push is so important. It's all on Astra here. Zana about to go around the corner, anticipates her, and Yun's already holding for the fullback.
Yeah, that's the kill they needed. Now they can focus their attention on Emerald and Julie. Smoke onto Banana will separate the CTs, and they actually consider going through it. There's no rotation yet. It's surprising because you can hear them both on the site. And Julie's found that first kill. Yun steps in. Julie brought down low. 10 seconds. Bomb to be planted. It's going to take a minute for these CTs to get here. With such low HP. Caddy Jones and D7 in prime position to end this. HE, if thrown over, would have done the job, but the MP9 will swing through and Portugal get on the board.
Yeah, really well played from D7. She's so patient in the apartment. She just waits for that opportunity and trusts that Emerald isn't going to come through. That's why Catty Jones was holding such a passive line on towards short, because she was looking at different responsibilities in towards top middle, in towards balcony, in case Emerald had hit that time in. She hadn't. It's D7 that profits, and then the reaction to go back into top Banana, isolate Astra, it was the round winning play.
Yeah, finally, that felt like we got to see Portugal actually making the right proactive move in the moment. It's stark contrast to the round before. D7's patience in apartments rewarded. Portugal start to get things rolling, and Zana gets the sniper. She's over towards middle, the deep smoke on both sides means no information, and look at how fast this is a Banana. Ida was fully blinded that whole damn time, but she still removes K-Day. It's a trade back, but it is the orb taken down.
Here's the thing, Team France are aggressive, Team Portugal are more aggressive. They will keep running at you, they will try and upset you, and they've done that there. The 1-for-1. You feel like it still does favour this T side, because they're just going to try and manipulate this into a quicker play over into top brackets, but Zana's walked back over with the AWP, currently smoked off, and look at this time how quickly Emerald's going through apps.
It's like an unstoppable force meets an unstoppable force. There's Zana, lets them know the AWP is in play. Not going to slow down France on this progression, but you imagine they start to move back after just puffing their chests up a little bit. Yun is alone. She has a re-smoke and a Molotov, but Zana's rotation is a little while away. We'll start to make moves now when there's no further contact on A.
Yeah, Yun just needs to have her gun out at this point.
Re-smoke now, good timing on it.
Oh, she saw a player as well.
Alright,
so she falls back, she can drop the incendiary.
Yeah, no risky play there. Doesn't overextend, keeps the utility as well. She knows that she can hold this cross towards dark. That'll isolate positions they can be in. Although the resmoke now lands, which makes it a little trickier. No way to blow this open. They have to wait for the CT1 to fade. But again, plenty of utility kits on every single player. They have a Molotov. That goes to dark. That is game over.
It's difficult because Yun's the one with it, right? So she could probably throw it diagonally in towards New Box.
Not true. Yeah, it goes New Box. So it'll push one player forward. And now, there's not many other avenues they could be in. You've seen one player. Are you ready for the next? Yep, Zana is. 3 for her, 2 with that AWP. Portugal get consecutive.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's taken them a while, but it's actually Portugal that are now just feeling out the game a little bit more. I think France has started to give them a little bit more respect when it was so aggressive. When they had the bonus buys with the SMGs, they were just trying to run over this map control. And Portugal, well, they've done it right back to them, haven't they? And because of these saves, they keep able to reinvest and reinvest. Every round then becomes a challenge for Team France. But what's really good about this Portugal team so early on is the composure in the mid to the late rounds. Because even in that retake, everything is slowed down. They know they've got all this time to work with, and they're clearing all their bases.
Sort of a bit of that Portuguese flair as well, and they pull that one off. Caddy Jones was actually the one getting the most vocal in that moment. Here, Ida likes to get loud as well.
Yeah, I was speaking to them yesterday and I said, right, who's the most vocal player in this team? And apart from Ida, and they all started laughing. And they were like, yeah, it's just Ida, just normally.
Continue having this fight in Banana. It's going to be relentless. This time, Portugal don't overextend it, though. They just dropped a bit of utility. They allow France to scale.
I'll tell you what, it'd be a really good move right now if France just exec and they just go. You can see that Asher's already got the smoke deployed. And they're just going to burst in. 1-for-1 trade. You still got Ida in a second oranges and Jiggle. And the adjustment, that's the bomb drop. Continuation of the spray. But she runs out of ammo. Bomb site conceded, but it is still level.
Yeah, a little messy there, but good job to at least keep it even. They have full banana control on the T side, so for France, they'll be pretty happy with that. They only have to focus forward. Smoke will alienate Emerald from the pack. Kato tucks into the coffin. Sana is the one that's hunting here, so she'll have to go last with that AWP. It's a difficult clear. Rachel, good adjustment on the caddy as she starts to scale. Kato, perfect angle. D7 removed from the top ropes. Straight up execute, works wonders.
Yeah, well played from France. You get the banana control. You haven't really seen too much utility out of Portugal, and you're thinking, right, they're holding on to it. So all we need to do is just drop our CT smoke, our ruin smoke, and we'll just accelerate in. There were 4 players at top banana when that decision was made. Astra's immediately just throwing the smoke, and they are just going. It's such a shame for Portugal, really, because the way that round sort of unravels is if the B defenders don't hold on for a prolonged period of time. They fall pretty instantaneously. And as a result, the retake's just not there quick enough.
Perfect response from France. See what Portuguese will bring out now.
D7's got that claw grip. Well, she's not really holding the mouse.
Yeah,
is.
I hate that grip. It scares me. What are you doing with your hand? Why is it like that? So you play lane B, but Orb is actually not part of that pack. Lana is peering down, not ready for Rage to be that close. D7's alone, she's in danger, a lot of players pushing onto her, but no, the danger is D7. That's the way to get the advantage back, and the response from Portugal is to take B space.
Yeah, they're hiding behind their own smoke at the moment. Catty Jones has to just push this library smoke, has to just gamble that they aren't here. D7 slides back in towards sight on her own, but it's Kaede going first. This could be a little bit tricky. The molly is brilliant, but D7 is still in the open and still finding success. A hat-trick for her, and now Cassie Jones can come through. Moto Smoke now blocking, but the rest of the team are in top brackets.
I feel like you need to convert this off of all of those heroics from D7. Very fast on the retake. You sell your soul for a Molotov right now. Emerald tucked in towards the pit, has a good crossfire, and look how strong that is. Between the two of them, they're going to kill a piece, and Astra will finish the job.
They had smokes there. Like they could have dribbled a smoke forward and isolated the pit angle. Especially when Cassie Jones doesn't see anything after the moto fade. That's tough. That is such a shame as well for D7, who does absolutely everything. You've really got to praise the France proactiveness, though, because as soon as they kill Zana, they're like, okay, we're going. And even when D7 gets that double kill, they still go. They still commit to this idea. Because if they fall back a little bit out of top brackets, then that's where that banana push coming in from Portugal would have been incredibly more effective. Instead, it's France. They stick to their guns, and now they're creating a lot of breathing room here.
Momo for France, who accidentally saved 2 orbs on the T side.
That's fine. They got 4 orbers in the
against
team.
Nico. Yeah, I mean, Astra, I guess, will take that over Emerald. Okay, no, it is swapped over. I mean, you gotta keep it.
Yeah, you can't leave it in spawn.
I don't know.
I mean, you can.
Everyone's back with the AK, so maybe they will just get rid of it.
Fair enough. I mean, what are the odds of Team Portugal running into T spawn? Like, none.
Yeah. You just hate to see things wasted, you know?
True. But it's the correct decision, I think, macro-wise, to just leave it in spawn, because if you've got 2 orbs against an eco, it could be quite dicey.
Yeah, it's like when you just have way too much food on your plate, and, like, you're full, and you're like, oh, I hate to see it go to waste, but if I eat more, I'm going to be sick. They don't want to be sick.
Mac 10's out as well for Julie, so she can just run. D7 will just use that smoke as a bit of a block, but Julie's not going to care about it too much. Again, I think what's really interesting is just the way that France is taking Banana. They're just figuring out, okay, what is this utility set going to be out of Portugal? And if there's nothing, more often than not, they're just grouping and executing.
So boost up, we've seen them employ that a lot as part of their default take of the space. Good, anything? Jones says maybe a timing there, but no, the Mach 10 will overwhelm. So it should be all fine and dandy. France to win out the half, 7 rounds about to be established. I feel like Portugal are really going to start taking it to them for a moment, but the economy gets broken as soon as they get started. Zana will have the AWP.
I wonder if she goes B. We haven't seen her really start B at all yet on this CT side.
It feels like there's always a fight there.
She's got the spawn to go for it. I mean, not the advanced one, but... Oh, she's looking at A, so I don't think she's going there.
There's going to be a fight there, Zana. There's a free kill. Maybe not free. You know, you got to work for it. Free for you.
So it's the free riflers that go Banana again.
So much consistent success over here for France. The best situation for Portugal has been a 1-for-1. This time, it's 1-for-1.
That's quite a fun way to do that, actually. You break the T smoke and you flash over the wall by Catty Jones, but Julie just turns it instantly. And now you've seen 2 more players over there, and you think, okay, let's just take this space gap on the long smoke. Oh, Zana! Kaede just walks underneath it and blasts her with the Tech 9. And now D7 once again is just consistently isolated.
France love pushing smokes. They absolutely adore it. D7, this is tricky. She deploys her own smoke in short to give us some space to work with, but look at the Ds, look at their positions. There's a chance that Kaede could get caught here. And she does have the bomb, so it's not out of the woods. There's that chance. Gets away, but Astra tucked into the corner. Should be able to lock things in. D7's delivering, but it's just D7, so now the bomb can run away. Astra locks it in.
She's so aggressive, Astra, but her position is so incredible in every single one of these situations. The fact that they're waiting for the response out of Portugal, the fact that they can slow this down, that the response only comes in from the actual A player that's been there the whole time. Crossfire already established, and then Rachel steps in as well to help out Astra as the library player comes over.
It's a shame though, because the dink comes through onto Kaede, right? If that had been a kill, that's the bomb drop, that's a bit of chaos put through. Could have been a slightly different scenario, but don't live in that reality. I always like to pontificate about alternative realities, but you've got to accept the one you're in. Portugal, they have to do that. And again, it's not that their economy has just been shattered constantly. The most they can hope for in this half is 3 rounds.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great on the surface of it. What I will say though is, like, obviously we are seeing it now, we are seeing it being pretty one-sided for Team France, but I think when you take a look at this veto, like, yes, you've got Zana, obviously you've got D7 as part of the Na'Vi Javelins outfit that is like so dominant on Inferno. I've only lost it once in the regular season of ESL Impact Season 6, but for the others, like, I just don't think this is a map that actually lends to Portugal's strengths. Like, it can be quite claustrophobic.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not that surprised. We'll see how the Mirage plays out, but I really think Vertigo could have been a cool finish. But it's so risky, right? In this position.
Portugal picking
it.
Yes, but Zana doesn't like Vertigo.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. You want Zana to be in her comfort zone.
Yeah.
Mirage certainly that place.
I think for Portugal here, it's about just being competitive on Inferno, getting yourselves a few rounds so you feel like you are still in the series. If you get completely blown out here, that is worst case scenario. They've got everything in this round, though. Speak about economy. It's sure it's the last round of the first half, but they've got, finally, I think, all rifles and an AWP.
Few and far between having the full set. Always an MP9 or FAMAS filling it out. It's crazy that KD can just walk in like this.
It's crazy that KD is so consistent at getting kills like that.
But, like, how can she just clear with the AWP? It's like what Gracie was doing, you know? I don't love it, but hey, it's working.
It really is. Oh, Emerald might just push the smoke. Zana's got to be careful.
Oh, this read is just off, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone rotates back in towards Banana. Zana's just on her own. And the bomb is making its way through apps because that's the confirmed space that France have got.
Okay. Good play to get a kill back, but now you do need to move a player over here. You need the support for Zana. She's all alone.
You have pushed them off Banana, so now you know, so Ida can come back.
Well, that was the chance. Get the advantage. Zana needs to stay relatively active. She's the closest to the site. No smoke on Moto. They've only got one left on Emerald. She'll throw it down now.
Everyone's rotating in from long. So that Moto smoke's actually going to be amazing. Is there a gap on that right side?
I think so.
Yeah,
it's
massive.
Huge.
But you put Kaede on it. Nearly gets caught in transition by Cassie Jones. Doesn't. A break on the smoke. No one is peeking for France. Everyone is playing this so patiently because they know Portugal have got to come through. They start to do it. Rachel will get the first, and Julie is mopping up. Zana gets one back, but Julie on the side finds three. It's a double header for France.
Yeah, Julie's had a sick half. She had 15, 16 kills at the end. It's just like that ancient game from yesterday. Domination from Team France. Looking like a completely different outfit than they did versus Denmark. Much more in their zone.
Vibes seem good. It's a good thing for Portugal. ZD7 just sort of laughing that one off.
This is the France that we kind of, you know, put forward as a favourite to go deep, right? Because this is the play style we expect from them, that aggression, the decisiveness in the rotations.
And it can be really good, especially against teams that aren't a full five or haven't really been sort of playing consistently together for a long time. I think with the familiarity though with D7 and Astra, with the core of Zana, D7, Ida, you'd expect them to be a little bit more prepared for this.
Julie. Yeah, the flashbang through. Looking to catch the timing to come around the corner. But Ida will deal with her. Rachel from above. Funky fight with the USP. Not quite fighting the headshot. In fact, there's two players in towards balcony. And Emerald's in boiler.
What?
So you get the bomb side, but you're getting suffocated out. It feels like they've barely got a chance to set up.
How did that work? Oh, that's incredible. That Emerald fight was so awkward in towards Boiler, but the fact she wins it means that the players can take their own time in towards the balcony. Rachel is just picking them off left, right and centre. The most unorthodox of CT setups, but it works perfectly.
You take those. You've got to buy into this for Portugal. This has been a great showing from Team France to kick off the semi-final. Last up B, Rachel and Astra to be tested. Molotov doesn't go quite deep enough, so an exchange of blows. Both players left in a similar position. Rotation very quick from Kaede. It's a whole commitment of 4 players here. The spray doing so much damage. Astra able to find the kill. Rachel has a bit of an edge to work with. More than happy to exploit that slight gap. Zana, not ready for Kaede. It's like they wanted to commit, but then they got a foot in the door and got cold feet.
I'll tell you what though, that smoke that got put forward by Astra just on the middle of the site does absolutely everything. And at that point, Portugal don't know whether to go in towards deep to CT or scale in towards the site. They choose the latter, they smoke off CT, but Kaede just comes right through the smoke, and Rachel's set up perfectly to succeed. Caught in the headlights a little bit, our team Portugal. Under the bright lights of the stage, a semi-final with it all on the line, and you're getting battered.
Not a small prize pool that they're fighting for. D7's on a Tech 9. County Jones is removed. KD got aggro. Julie is in underpass. You're like, how the hell did she get here? Now Emerald's pushing you out the balcony. They're everywhere. They're just running at them now. This is the Team France specialty. Never letting you breathe. 13-2 domination on Inferno.
We've even got X-Ray on, and I don't know how she got under there. It was relentless from France, and they were the ones that always knew what they wanted to do. It was so proactive. They always had the clear end goal in mind. It was spectacular to watch. And to be honest, Portugal, they got completely blindsided by it.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked, you know, because it felt like on Banana, they kind of knew what to expect there, right? They knew there was going to be an aggressive fight. They decided to take it to them time and time again, and it wasn't working poorly, but there's ways that could have been done better, right? You know, I can't believe we never saw Zana start over there, for instance. That's shocking, because you were always going to get that fight.
I'll go one step further. It's shocking that we didn't even see Zana go for an aggressive peak more than once in the whole first half. The only time she did was when she was top middle, looked down the right-hand side, and got owned by Rachel.
Yeah, it was, I almost felt like she just didn't feel comfortable, right? Like, she just didn't have the confidence to go for it, or maybe, you know, the team was calling to play a bit more passive, and she didn't feel like she had the space. Something felt very off.
Yeah. It absolutely did, and for them, now you've got to go and reset. Now you've got to hope that Mirage, who's probably like your second best map after Dust 2, which has been tactically vetoed by France, shows a lot better. But the individuals, look, D7 was okay, Cassie Jones had a moment, but everyone on Team France was superior. It was absolutely incredible to watch. Let's hand it back to the desk.
Yeah, an absolute smackdown from France there in map 1. We'll leave bashing Portugal a little bit for a moment and talk positives first for France. They can only beat the team in front of them. They can only beat the team that's presented in this game. They made all the right moves. They played fundamentally sound CS, and they absolutely slammed their opponents doing that.
Yeah, beat them they did, to put it mildly. And also great to see again. We heard from Julie in the winners interview yesterday the fact that she's been under the weather. She had a great ancient, and obviously like tapered off a little bit for the rest of this year. She started off today fantastically, just absolutely dominating. So whereas she normally would be kind of the one to create space, not necessarily getting opening frags, but just kind of attempting them or actually engaging in them, and then allowing her teammates to kind of clean up or get positive trades as a result of it or get space from it. She was just kind of just doing everything by herself. She was getting openings, she was finding picks that she needed, and this felt like such a walk in the park for France in the most shocking way, honestly. They were never tested, just full stop. That was the easiest game they've had of this tournament so far, I'm willing to say.
Yeah, it's wild that Portugal go from having not lost a map to almost having not won a round in this map. It's how it felt, honestly, because you see here we're at 4-2, and they don't get much more from this point, I'll tell you that for free. I want to give France credit for not overthinking at any point, because I do think we've seen other teams start to assume, oh, well, our opponents are going to start these rotates, and they're going to try these tricks, and like, exactly. They realize, okay, we're just going to play simple CS at the start, see if Portugal can handle it. Spoiler alert, Portugal couldn't handle it. So you just keep doing the same thing, and I do agree with Lucy saying it was kind of shocking that Portugal, they just like never really adapted, and we never even really saw the individuals just get comfortable enough to try and do something and try and just say, oh, I'm just going to make a play and I'm just going to take a risk that can work. It just has to be the map comfort, just clearly not there.
Yeah, but it's so weird to see as well, like especially that B bomb side just got pestered time and time again. Like, okay, so it didn't work out playing aggressively. You're at best getting like 2-for-2 or 1-for-1 trades, which is obviously going to favor the T side. Playing passively, it didn't seem like they had. It seemed like that was something they hadn't done before, and like at certain times with just how they're picking for information or how they're actually trying to kind of keep France back while also like maintaining utility into the later stages of the round. It was odd. It definitely felt like this is a map that they haven't touched a whole lot, which is surprising considering that they battered Australia on it just yesterday. So a lot of things, I don't know, maybe this was the kind of the wake-up call that Portugal needed in many ways, because they're not going to get far playing like this going into the second map. That's a given.
Yeah, maybe it is in part the comfort on the map, and in part just the fact that they haven't really been put in this position before. Like we were saying earlier, they haven't had to adapt. They've just been playing their normal CS, and it's been working well. But we've seen that France, they're not going to go like crazy aggressive just with straight away pushing off the back of the pick, but they are always going to be searching for a pick. And we saw that, there were rounds there where KOD just able to go up banana, peek with the AWP, there's a fight, boom, I'll take that, I'm favored in that fight, and we'll just work from there. And that happens so many times. And yeah, obviously we can give France the credit, but I almost wish I could give them more credit, because if there were the adaptations and then they had to do something different, I'd be like, yeah, really, really well done by France. But no, it was just standard, solid CS, and that's all they needed.
Yeah. The thing that kind of felt the weirdest to me, because again, we've seen Portugal play on stream once before, right? And that was versus the US on Anubis and so on and so forth. And one of the things that impressed us was the fact that they're efficient about their util, they're actually using it correctly, they're playing as a unit, they have control over their spacing and whatnot. And in this game, we saw like the retake over towards B, where they're in a 3v2. They have 3 smokes available. And sure, they might not know that there's a player from France in pit, but you have 3 smokes available, and you just had to use none of them. You have 2 people from short just swinging up towards side, completely ignoring any sort of potential danger from pit. They get caught in a crossfire. Last player coming in from arch side, just easily handled by the 2 remaining French players. Like, it's just such a fundamental whoopsie. Yeah, to just not use your utility in that situation. They might be because they're on the back foot and they're feeling the pressure of we just need to start winning rounds now and we need to do it quickly. So they kind of forgo certain protocols that normally would be in place. But that is a bit of a worrying thing, because that was something that we were impressed by in their initial opening game, or the first game that we saw them play on stream. The fact that they had these things under control. So that had me worried for them. I hope that they can kind of brush these things off and come back obviously much stronger in the second map. But that was such an unexpected thing to see from such good players as they've shown to be so far in the tournament.
Yeah, so next up's going to be Mirage, and I think I echo your sentiments. The fear is that it was the basic fundamentals that fell apart. They're on Inferno, team play, communication, retakes. Mirage is a map of retakes. Obviously we expect it to be a bit better, but you've got to imagine their conversation outside at the moment. They have to be talking about, we need to get on the same page, girls, because if we're like that again, we're not going to the grand final.
Yeah, I do think the positive is that I feel Portugal to this point have had players taking over maps like Zana and like Catty Jones, and Inferno does feel much more claustrophobic in that sense. You're not getting all those freedom to take fights, and we should see Portugal get that here. And as long as that happens early on and they don't just collapse in on themselves, I think that they should be okay if they get that mental reset. I also do want to give props to D7. I'd say she was the only player on Portugal who actually looked comfortable at times. She was making moves into apartments, playing off angles, playing around the pit. She looked pretty solid, and I'd say that's kind of her role on this team. She's one of those sort of smart type players, going to try and catch people out and just, kind of outposition opponents, and that was good. So it's good to see more from her, because we kind of haven't had the chance to see her. She's one of the stars on this team, but the shine has been on the other players because they've been so good. And I just think it is one of those scenarios where it's crazy how sometimes in CS, as soon as you're not comfortable on the map, everything else can just go out the window.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't expect that to be the case, but it just seems to happen that way.
Yeah, you make the oddest decisions really when you don't feel comfortable. And I guess there is a double positive coming into the second map for Portugal. Obviously, starting on the CT side is one thing in terms of economy, in terms of getting an op on the likes of Xana, who is your star player. That's going to be more difficult if you're getting pressured early on. Also, Inferno, obviously not the most ideal opper-centric map that we have in the map pool. Mirage changes things that up quite a bit. Again, you're going to most likely start on the T side here. You're going to have more opportunities to get an op in the hands of Xana. She's going to have more avenues to kind of decide her point of attack as well, which Portugal can play around. And that's obviously one of the things they did really well on, let's say, T side Anubis. So again, I'm feeling, in that sense, a little bit of positivity in the sense of Portugal are going to be able to put up a much better fight and actually feel like they're getting into rounds and have an opportunity to play the game, because this was very much them getting just steamrolled and not really having anything to say about it. I don't think that's going to be the case on Mirage.
I hope that Zana just look back at some of her Mirage highlights from earlier in the tournament.
Yeah.
Bring up some of her own pugs or whatever. Just get back in that mindset of, I can take fights.
Exactly.
I can be the best player on the server. And yeah, we've seen teams in general at this tournament be pretty good at mentally resetting. Haven't had to see it from Portugal yet, but I expect they'll be able to do so.
Yeah, take a look at the previous vetoes. France did ban Mirage, opening ban. a couple times already in this tournament. They did it in the quarterfinals as well. It's definitely a punish pick from the side of Portugal. Are we still looking at a 3-map series, guys?
I think so.
I'd like to think so, obviously, because you want to see a much better side from Portugal, but that was so convincing from France. Again, yes, we don't think Portugal played up to the best of their ability, obviously, on Inferno, but I think France played like a really, really solid game of Counter-Strike. Again, like you said, it wasn't necessarily too overly complicated. It was simple, but it was efficient, and they did it by committee. They had pretty much everyone showing up, like doing their part in terms of fragging. We didn't need to see Astra on a one-man show or anything like that. Everybody was in there, so I'm leaning more towards the 2-0, honestly, at this point.
I've got faith in them. I think the reset will be there, and I've just seen so much from these players. I can't imagine that they just go missing again on this map. I guess the start will be pretty important. Don't just fall behind early. If that happens, they could get scared. But I think we'll be fine here. We'll see Zana, we'll see Caddy Jones. We got this. It's fine, Portugal.
Okay, backs up against the wall. Mirage to follow Portugal. 1 map from elimination. Don't go anywhere.
Keep the faith, Portuguese fans, because you still have got Mirage coming up here, but that was a pretty one-sided map 1, and everything sort of Team Portugal were sort of hoping wouldn't have happened. Astra was online, Rachel was performing well, Julie just popped off, and she is definitely a player that I think has gone under a lot of people's radars.
Yeah, good to see Julie continuing. It wasn't just a one-off game on Asian yesterday, right? Rachel as well stepping up. You kind of called on her, having a quieter time versus Denmark. Really delivered here. It was all the stars you expected, really. Everyone was delivering. It didn't feel like anyone was cold on Team France, whereas it really felt like that fire just hadn't gotten started on Portugal. It was just complete ice from them. They're going to have to show us something special here on Mirage, because they got 2 rounds in total on Inferno.
They did. They did. We'll have to see how this one plays out. A lot of utility off the rip for Team Portugal. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, a molly, they go in A.
Okay, well, it is just going to be Rachel sitting in CT, mid-control being established for Team France. Got that classic fun little setup where you have players watching each direction, but not going to matter. Smokes come over, they want to scale into CT. It's going to be the right response, and everything lands well. Retake setup for Team France will have to be the play. They try and spam out a player, no success. Over the top they come, and they want to keep fighting. Where's the flashbang? No, they're just going completely dry. There's so many players here. Zanu will at least get a kill back, but it is the player advantage for Team France.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you've got the space, you don't need to go deeper. It feels like that is such an overextension from the T side, and now you've got the T's getting trapped in. Again, the CT swarming in from Ticket. Astra needs to try and win out this fight. If she does, it's essential, but it's so messy and scrappy. More bullets in the Glock, but Astra still hits the headshot anyway. And somehow, someway, it's France with another pistol.
Yeah, look at Astra's reaction to that. She doesn't believe that she got the double kill. Meanwhile, off camera, Emerald gets the triple and only takes 10 points of damage, but that's the critical fight. Astra able to somehow survive. D7 has like, what, 1 bullet left, and it's not enough to get the killing blow. And Astra just on a swivel gets 1 more.
I can't believe she has enough time to reload.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Portugal feel hard done by, but at least can invest into this. AK has been given to D7. You can pass that over. They know they need their stars to shine bright.
And right now, what you've got instead is just Ida holding outside B for a push. We know the French love to be intrusive. Instead, it's going to be just a clamber of map control, and then go into still have the same end destination, same smokes lined up from the pistol, but the difference is Portugal would have come through connector.
Yeah, we actually get to see the T side for Portugal this time. That's
Their smoke missed.
exciting. Oh, it did. Utility doesn't from France. HE, so much damage. Follow up even more. Caddy Jones hasn't seen a player. She's on 5 HPs.
Sorry, D7's in spawn.
Okay. This is a gap that looks like they're anticipating it, but not anticipating it that quickly. Julie will deal with Ida trying to lurk through on a timing, and oh my god, Astra! We know these French women like to push smokes, but this one is egregious. Pushes past 3, will retreat. France again with an advantage, but D7 hitting shots, and she needs to find so much more.
Yeah, but she needs to make sure that she doesn't get overwhelmed. Yun hits the Deeg on Emerald. Somehow, someway, Portugal are bringing this back from the brink. There's only an incendiary to line up, and it does go in towards default. That is going to upset Yun. Astra in from Palace at long range. Can't quite deal with D7. They're such low HP. 3 HP is all that's left for D7. And for France, they need to get on the bomb. They will overwhelm her. Is there enough time? Yes, because Julie's got a kit.
That is very messy. D7 gets brought down low. Caddy Jones tries to swing through, but both of them have 20 HP at that moment.
It's both the Na'Vi Javelins players going for those smoke pushes, hitting those timings. The fact that D7 is just boosted so quickly in towards jungle, just takes the risk, is in spawn, and then Astra with one of her own. Anything you can do, I can do better. And look, this is 2-0, but we've had more fight back, I think, in these first 2 rounds than we did all of Inferno.
Yeah, absolutely. And Portugal ended up with a better buy into this round they did previously, and a better buy than the CT. So France realised this one is an important one to bring over. I feel like Ida goes a little early there on that connector play too.
Yeah.
D7's just removed K a day, and it feels like that's just like, alright, everyone go, 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 let's start making moves. I killed the ticket player, but Julie was expecting that push.
Yeah, she'd only just deployed that connector smoke as well, so I could have even just sat in it for
Yeah.
a little bit.
Had a really good timing because D7 would have come through CT. Julie's attention would have been pulled.
Fine margins. You're right about one thing. Team Portugal have got the better buy despite losing the round. And this time their sights, they're set on B.
Mid-control established. Yeah, it's a bit more defaulty this time around from Portugal. Very standard spread. Split through to take control of lower middle from D7. The double MP9 set up on B.
Look at Palace. Julie's just making the move.
Lot of space.
How far does she want to go? That's the next question. You still got K8 in CT looking for this jump up already. Catty Jones ahead of the smoke. Emerald not ready for it, and Ida strikes on shore.
Yeah, but K-Day's chimed in one of her own. She arrives in time to at least help out her teammates. Again, similar situation. Asher aware of D7's antics, but you can be aware. Still got to win out the engagement. D7 doing damage. K-Day decides not to worry about her. She fights forward. Sana reroutes. Remember, Julie slowly on this push that she started at the very start of the round, finally finds her mark, and it's on to D7. They know exactly where she is. She's going forward. Good first kill, but there's too many directions to deal with.
Again, it's such a fun, like, watching Astra versus D7, because Astra knows exactly where D7's going to be on this T side. Just couldn't do anything about it. I really like the acceleration there in towards B apps. As soon as Kaede just makes the move, I'm ignoring you. D7, I'm going out the window. Zana isolated, that's when Julie speeds up. Guarantees that none of these fights are fair. Again, it's these fine margins, but interwoven with French chaos. They got the bomb down again, of course they're going to keep buying.
Yeah, and it keeps getting slightly better each time.
All it will take is one round to break this economy.
Kaede, oh, spots a leg on a retreating player, but I think she might have been seen too.
I think Caddy Jones, after the last round, is going to keep trying to work on this timing. Keep trying to catch off Emerald. 3 players now working their way in towards mid for the CT side, and Kaede will strike. And Caddy Jones has now put Emerald on notice.
Let's know about that AWP. Moving around a lot with it, and yeah, strikes again. Kaede, incredibly active. Type of opening we didn't see out of Zana last map.
It's really dynamic. There's
Very
one
nice.
back. Rachel on short though, looks to catch her on the jump, and she does.
A nice move to get close there, anticipating that's the next move from D7 after she gets that kill.
This can still get a little bit interesting, because even though Astra's pushed ramp, Rachel is not far enough to really help Emerald. So Emerald just tucked under the window. If she gets hard cleared here and dealt with, the B-bomb site is open. Catty Jones, oh, back turn. That was the opportunity. Zana will get the kill, but Rachel steps in. There was that timing. Surely the eco will come through now for Portugal.
Yes, it's going to be the breaking point. That 4-0 does not reflect these rounds. Definitely a moment to breathe with Portugal. It felt like they could have broken through at any one of these junctures, and all of them go the other way.
How's that other game getting on? Have we got a score
Yeah,
update
I'm just
for
going to take a quick look at it.
the USA Poland?
Oh my god. Okay, so that is currently on Anubis. The veto is Anubis does to Inferno, which I think that's a veto that USA are very happy with.
Absolutely.
Anubis, the map pick of USA, was a 9-6 scoreline for Poland. Currently 11-11.
Whew.
Can you imagine the upset if the US take down Poland?
That would be unbelievable, actually.
They truly have become the dark horses of this event.
They're just going to exec Portugal.
Yeah, very simple. D7 in Palace. Every player is Rachel. Yeah, they go Molly in response. We do have a double ticket set up. Julie, oh, she's feeling the pressure.
What?
She just jumps forward and she fights with Astra. And Astra keeps on swinging with the USP D7. Okay, something to be said, but Rachel pushes the smoke.
How on earth does Julie live? She's being mollied out, she's in the open, but Astra swings in from triple and just keeps on going. She's fired up, and that sure, look, it is against Tech Nines, but that is the most comfortable Team France have looked in the opening stages of this first half. So the fact that they've kept the slate clean in this second map, the fact that this looks, scoreline-wise, as dominant as map 1 did, Portugal can't look at that. They just need to focus on themselves. First time we're going to see Zana with the AWP. She can go head-to-head with K&A.
Yeah, I have a reasonable amount of faith in the Portuguese CT side, but you do need to build up something to work with.
Yeah, give yourselves a foundation, guys. 5, 6 rounds.
Well, 6 might be too much to ask for at this point.
5, 6 rounds.
I think 4-5 is a more reasonable goal, but this one will dictate whether 6 is possible.
Need to see some of that resilience that Desk was asking for as well, right? This is the first time that Team Portugal even dropped a map in this tournament.
Very aggressive. Julie removed. So you've got an opening kill. This needs to be a conversion.
What I will say is, even though she gets caught there, I've been actually really impressed with how much variety there has been in these pushes with Team France. Emerald now looking to potentially get flashed in. No, Kaede's going to take the line, but Zana's holding for it. Emerald swings, looks to be set up for success. It's a lot of damage, but Zana saves Portugal again.
Yeah, 2 great kills from Zana as soon as she gets the AWP. It's success. That's as simple as it. Julie gets aggro. And you think with that push, I suppose she only really spots 1, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
So
she only spots Yun.
They're not anticipating 4 players just sitting there in the holes when K-Day jumps up.
I'll tell you what, unlucky for Emerald, really, because she had 3 of them lined up. That could have been a much more favourable sort of coin toss moment, but for Portugal, for them, thankfully, it goes the other way, and they're given a little bit of respite. Look at that instant impact though. Zana brings out the AWP and immediately gets 2 kills and just wins the round for Portugal.
Yeah, straight away translates into success. And that second one was an uncomfy kill to get to when a player just swings in front of you. Expect it's one of the riflers that gets it done, and now we get a bit of vocalization out of the Portuguese camp. They definitely need that energy.
Yeah, it felt a little bit forced, but to be honest, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it, even if you are down so many rounds.
Force it enough and it becomes real.
Exactly. We're still at this juncture where if they win this round, they break the economy and they're right back in the game. The first half is by nowhere near done, and they have been able to get space pretty consistently out towards A, so they're going to try it again.
Okay, 3 players lead B, so going into A is a great call right now. It's just Astra and Julie up close. They get aggressive and they both fall. Huge entry success. France go for a different setup and Portugal are right there waiting for them.
Yeah, Portugal this time it's just taken an extra couple of seconds. We saw France, I already commented about the proactivity. Here's another variant of it, but they are trying to do it instantly now. They are really trying to force the issue, make Portugal uncomfortable, and just by taking that extra second, and also really got to compliment the way that they are peaking these angles, Portugal, because it isn't 1 by 1. There's always 2 or 3 of them to guarantee success.
You're looking a lot better already. At least France will get to save these 3 players that started B. Thought maybe Portugal would try and run it back, but not to be. And at least it's the 2 M4s and Orpi get to save, so actually very okay with this. We'll have another investment into the next round. Portugal will save in CD spawn. I like the little... Oh! Oh.
They got money.
Yeah.
They're fine.
It's just funny because they all jumped on each other and they just blew up. Seen that a couple times on Mirage lately. With the Vitality one. In short.
Oh, that was crazy, actually. Oh, we're safe here, guys. Oh, no, we all died. So yeah, you got all the save rifles, and you've just got the pistols on the other players. And there's no armor behind the players that have got pistols. KD this time starts over towards CT. Portugal wants to run it right back. Flashbang will push her off the angle. Another flash. Can't pick up this player.
Finally, the orb does strike, but she's losing teammates, although she's taking theirs. Remember, it's actually just the USB players that have fallen. The weaponry is all still here. KD, run down. That's space for Yun to take. Ida just wants to get the bomb down. Smoke forward just for a bit of room to work with. Rachel falls back. Huge peak.
Important. And now they're going to double swing on towards jungle. They know that everyone is there. That is awesome from the in-game leader.
Great stuff from Ida. Gets dicey there when KD is just able to pick players out, scaling from Palace. Considering France went into that with two players that didn't invest, they made that very compelling.
Yeah, they did, but at the same time, in the 3 versus 2, you need your leader to step up and show that you will not back down. She even gets the kill onto Kayade. And then the double swing was a thing of beauty. Instant smokes. These are really fast out of Portugal, but they're not moving fast either. They're waiting for a reaction.
Yeah, interesting. A bit of variation because they have gone off these smokes consistently.
One of them has missed. One of them, there's a big gap there. They were really trying to rush them.
Yeah, but it's okay. Intent is still there. Second time asking, they will start to commit. KD is tucked into the back corner of Firebox. Flames actually not touching her here, so she has gone completely undetected. Loses her teammates though. So now KD does need to deliver. Will she be cleared? Not quite, and can't get the second.
4v2, MP9, M4, no flashes, one smoker, and they're smoked off. You're at this point where if Rachel finds this kill, it becomes a little bit more interesting. Yun will get spammed down, but Rachel still thinks about the save. A lot of damage being inflicted during that altercation. And look, I'm going to level with you, Lucy. The scoreline might be 5-4, but I feel like Portugal should have a lot more rounds than this.
Yeah, when you consider the first 3 rounds, right? Like how they played out, all diffuses, all coming down to the 1vx moments. Astra's craziness in the pistol round just to kick things off.
And then Astra walking through that ramp smoke.
Yeah.
D7 walking through the jungle smoke. Like, we've had everything this map.
Now we have a 1-round game. We have a Portugal that has fully arrived in the server.
And we've got a France that doesn't really have any money, so this could be an equalised game.
Would you like to know the outcome of the USA-Poland match?
Yeah, go on.
That has wrapped up. Anubis completed 13-11, the final score line, and it was Team USA that won out map 1.
Wow. What a comeback that is. Portugal will be looking at that. So will Team France afterwards and thinking, wow, Team Poland definitely look beatable. Whoever wins this semi-final, I think will be feeling incredibly confident, but at the same time, if USA are able to do that, that would be upset the tournament for sure.
I don't even know what to expect now.
Look at this, you got double pushing towards ramp, double pushing towards B apps, and it's a bait and switch. You're actually trying to set up this MP9 for success here.
Yeah, they're not committing though, but problem is Astra has pushed deep.
Interesting little timing here. Okay, no, Kayade does spot the player in towards mid and Cat. But it was a pistol that fired off, so I feel like if you're Portugal, you still want to go mid to B.
Yeah, they're going to. Bomb goes last. I'm a little bit nervy about Yun being all alone here. It's going to be okay, I think. Ida will go down on Rachel, and Julie have found all the frags. Oh my god, it is not okay. Portugal inflict 0 damage to Team France.
I'll be honest, that's really well played by Team France, though, because the way they set themselves up, Judy's jiggling at the back of the site, so it looks like she's the apps player. Rachel's jumped out, and it looks like, again, she's the one rotating, being really proactive. Oh my god, guys, like we're stacked on A. It's B. And everyone's just sat there the entire time, just waiting for the lock-in. 6 shots out of Rachel. Oh! Oh, I said 6 shots. That's another one to add to the Zana catalogue.
That was so cool from Julie's POV.
Oh, Yun holding. Careful with this ramp push. Timing.
Oh.
Oh, she was looking at the map.
Wait, no, the aggression though. Rachel thought she'd been spotted, so 1 for 1. It's a lot of info.
It is. At the same time, though, where'd you go from this? If you're Portugal, it looks like you want to speed up in towards B, but you know KD is going to be making that rotation. The Molly will give away the audio that D7's in under. All eyes on Emerald to see what she can find.
We'll have some support. KD rotates over, so France will have players in the right place. What can they deliver with the deficit? Emerald tucked in, waiting for that drop. Caddy Jones is the one that drops her and takes down 2. France had the right players in the right place, but not a single shot found.
Catty Jones has just, it's almost like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Just jumps down off the van, deletes Emerald at backside, and then jumps up and over. It's parkour to get rid of Kaede. And that was even with Kaede just sprinting over immediately. Team France, it feels like their rotations are spot on, but this time the firepower too much to handle.
I think the big concern there for Team France is they didn't have mid control, so
Yeah.
KD instead goes towards the bench backside side so she can cover short, whereas if she played window, she actually would have been in a primary position to really deal some damage. But they're worried about the split and she needs to cover that off.
And she got the audio as well for when she mollied under, she heard D7 burn. So that'll be consideration for the positioning as well. Can't count France out of these rounds. Inward limited weaponry, they still do some of their best work, but for Portugal, mid has been conceded round after round by France, and this time they're taking full advantage of it.
I just got the bomb. Please don't walk through that smoke by yourself. Oh, she has some friends with her. D7 on the other side. They've crept in. Asher will find one, getting hounded down. Ida manages to get the double. Rachel will swing. And that's a whiff shot from Kaede. An advantage for Team France, but you've still got Rachel backside you need to deal with. Up and over comes Caddy Jones, and down she goes. Oh! Rachel has managed to make this into a 1v1, but it's against Sana, who's managed to drop down Sandwich, and oh, Rachel hits the headshot! Phenomenal to get 7 for France.
I was about to say, look, the most important kill there is that she got the stairs play, because that means Julie can come back up and join her. And she wide swings D7 with a USP and decapitates her. Absurdity at the highest degree on the stage. But at least Portugal found a way back into that half. Things started to go more to plan. They had a purple patch in the middle. 4 rounds in a row, that gives them something to work with now on their defense.
Honestly, 5 incredibly respectable considering how this all started.
They could have easily had like 8.
Well, they should have had the pistol for sure, and then you imagine the second, right? It would have been completely different. They've been struggling with these pistol rounds, there's no doubt about it. This time though, Portugal get aggressive, double push down ramps. They're going for the info play, and they're not going to see anything. So I hope they're ready on B.
Yeah, well look, you have got Zana that's already rotated in towards the window. You've got Ida here as well, waiting with the P2K. Astra might try and lurk this, or she might try and be the first point of contact because Team France are now walking underpass. Look at this, where Astra's been in Palace. That timing is everything. Back turn, Kaede dealt with.
Just crab walking around the map. It's crazy. D7's doubled up. Caddy Jones strikes as well. The slow pace in France not working out, but we know what Rachel's pistols can do. That's that first kill with the P250.
Where's the bomb going?
Oh, Julie, where are you off to?
I'll go B. See you later. And meanwhile, Rachel's preoccupied all of them. At least Sana's rotated back in, so it should still be okay here for Portugal. A 1 versus 3 helps on the way.
Julie will arrive, but no safety in this plant. Sana will swing her, and that's going to be enough to buy time, surely. Now short players can get involved. Sana will remove Julie, and Portugal find that elusive pistol.
Yeah, they do, but I tell you what, Rachel is really getting fired up now. You got to silence her quickly, because she is trying to join Astra and ascending into final boss form. But she's just taking so many risks, just running at them and just getting the kills. Like, it's actual pandemonium in the sights. Finally, Portugal get a pistol. And with this eco out of the French, that this should be an equalised scoreline.
Oh,
what?
oh, the best by a Glock. Emerald gives it to her.
She doesn't even react. She's like, yeah, you know, just what I do.
That's crazy.
That is actually ridiculous.
That's the double ding with the first fight. You rarely see this. Oh, Ash wants to give her a go at it. Heard the success of her teammate on the other side of the map.
No.
Oh. Ah.
No.
Even laughs that one off. Sana, you need to make sure you don't get caught here. And she won't. That's the bomb. That's a little freebie. Emerald. Where did Emerald find this eagle?
Don't know, but she'll have it. At least for about 5 seconds. And now it's Rachel just on her own. Bomb dropped in towards connector. 40 seconds left. It's tough, and even if you get by Catty Jones, you've still got the player in towards Palace. Catty Jones can now relay that info over. It's only a matter of time before all of Portugal converge and level things up.
Yeah, not bad eco for France. I like the way they played the map, trying to hunt for these little kills here and there. They're just the one that comes through. Tied up for a 5-0 start for Team France. Portugal are now starting to throw their punches back the other way.
How aggressive is this T site for France? That's now my next question. Because notice when sort of teams are getting rounds against them, they fall back and they play a little bit more defaulty. If they are getting the success when they're being aggressive, they're going to continue to be aggressive. Speaking of aggression, Catty Jones with the MP9, she's pushed out Palace.
It's like every round of this map I've seen someone push Palace.
She's gonna go back in towards ramp here.
Okay.
So she will deal with Astra.
Yeah, you imagine that's going to come through very shortly. Depends. Astra might actually start moving before Catty Jones gets here. Spots her. Oh, the patience. Not quite there, but the kill will be. Meanwhile, though, the connector split has come through successfully and Catty Jones can't fall back. So KJ will get that trade. Ida pushing through, trying to do something special. Has to swap to the sidearm. Zana, though, is finding a frag as well. And Ida hits the one dig. It leaves it to KJ. The bomb is bottom connector.
Good reposition out of Ida. She's moved all the way back here. Immediately, no, doesn't get behind the box. So KD is able to get that kill. Zara up top, but she's been KO'd. Portugal felt like they had no right winning that round. Ida hits back-to-back bangers, and yet KD comes out on top in the 1v2.
Both those kills crazy, right? Yeah, I mean, the one on Ida, you see her scrambling, that's a good timing. But that one on Zana, the adjustment, that's when the smoke just starting to pop up in your face. And she converts that long-range spray. Huge clutch from K&A.
Fair play for Portugal for making that one look competitive, but KD in these clutch moments has been undeniable. It has to be the force in from Portugal. Their buy is actually kind of okay. Only Ida really left wanting.
She's decent with a pistol. On the B side, it's not too bad. A place to be anyway with it. D7 in the ladder room. Nice look to poke and prod at top middle.
Yeah, this one's more reactive for Portugal and towards mid. They're sort of giving that control a little bit more. There's 2 flashes available. One of them's on Zana over at Ticket, so she could flash for middle. Instead, they're going to get aggressive and push towards ramp. Julie is holding and securing on Catty Jones.
Yeah, nice kill to find. Court peeking down that angle. They were always tending to go this way, but with only one player spotted, Portugal don't quite have the info. That's a big refrag from Zana. Actually seen another. Decides to fall back. D7 caught Emerald on the lurk. So now it's the advantage back for Portugal. Astra is spotted, trying to fight her way out. Zana does a lot of damage. That's at low HP. Yun continuing to tickle this Palace player. Looks like it should be all good. Ida hits a headshot from long range. HP isn't great for two of these players, but D7 will convert.
Yeah, well done. I think Zana makes a really good mid-round decision there because look, at the end of the day, she's pushed ramp. She has to be either in sandwich or under palace, and as soon as she gets the info that one's in palace, she knows that technically she can't be in that angle anymore. So she wide swings out, and that buys her enough time for the CT rotate to also come in. Ida smashing heads with the 5-7. Keeps Portugal in contention, doesn't allow France any sort of leeway. Pressure applied right back to Team France.
Big round to bring back, and yeah, I love that from Zana, just re-peeking into the position. What, 10 seconds later, that your teammate's just fallen on. When there's no immediate push out from the T's, you feel like maybe there's something to be gained here.
Also got a lull. I'm just trying to see if the other game has... Okay, it has started.
Okay.
Poland are 3-0 up on their map picker Dust 2.
Yeah, you imagine that. I mean, I don't know. Team USA's definitely got some players that are good on Dust 2.
I tell you what surprised me is that every time she didn't like Dust 2.
Yeah.
I was like, are you joking me?
I was shocked when she said that because
It's literally like your perfect idea of a map, surely.
you just run at people, right? She's quite good at it too. But it's also a great opinion to have. Dust 2.
Yeah, kind of stinky.
Kind of stinky. Welcome train. Can't wait for you to replace Mirage or Dust 2.
Nah, let's just add. They did a lot of changes to Overpass as well. Let's just add train and Overpass in
Let's
and
go.
just have 9 maps.
Let's do it.
Bpop, formulating.
Every map a best of 5.
No.
Put casters. Get casters working. We don't cast enough maps here. Potentially 9 today. Fast, out we go. The pop through, the B adds Ida in backside D7. Oh, she's demolishing them. Not a chance. Those Tech Knights had armor behind them, but they fall like paper kites.
That's the old bigger keeper core with the ace between all of them. Ida smart reposition, just goes into the site. So she's got that crossfire with D7. And then Zana steps in to help out. Look at this. 17 kills for Zana, 17 kills for D7.
That's what we want to see. That's what we expect to see, really.
Only bested by Rachel.
We also expect to see that, to be fair. No, I think she's sitting on 16.
Oh, I just can't read.
6 and 8 on this HUD is... It's very, very similar.
Let's go for an A-pop here. France, nothing's really been working, so they're going to get KAD moving quite quickly. Cathy Jones has found Astra, though.
I guess that first kill, and she's able to get a second too. The distraction. This is not working out on A. Julie, Cathy Jones, able to get that reload off, but the smoke's faded, so Ewan has a nice line onto Rachel. She's able to get that kill back, but D7 will deliver. And that's a good sign for Portugal on that round. A, they hold against it, but also that's Cathy Jones and Ewan that deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I think what's great there is the fact that France were trying to get a little bit more active in that Astra. So often than not, has been trying to get out towards Tetris just on pure contact, trying to create that chaos. And as soon as she did take the contact, the Palace players were ready to swing. But Portugal were also moving in double time just to get to that A-bomb site and making sure that the player KAD gets punished immediately. There's no funny business.
Surprised to see France struggling a little bit on this T side, to be honest.
I genuinely do think that it's because when they start to lose rounds, they go for a little bit more of a default and they stop actually playing their brand of CS that we used to see in.
Well,
It's because they feel I feel like they think that they can't get away with it, and we saw how dynamic their CT side was on Inferno. Well, Portugal were just doing it right back to them on Mirage. They're deliberately leaving mids to promote the extremity plays. It is currently being held though.
I just pushed through. I'll take that, she says. And she'll take that one too, on the warpath. They're feeling so confident in their aim right now.
Yeah.
You can really see it in the fights they're taking.
Oh.
Just about gets
She's
away.
running at her. She is running after
Look
her.
how locked in Ida looks. I love it.
This is cool actually. You reset back underpass because you've got Asher that's now in towards top mid. They're hoping to catch off Ida, but she's already in short.
I mean, to be a pretty good deagle round from Astra here. Rachel has 4 HP. 20x seconds left. What? Yeah. I mean,
where can you go?
you can't. You just cannot. That should come over. You got to give it a go. Even if you know the outcome doesn't look great. Sana fires hers up. There's Caddy Jones. And Portugal are back, baby. They got wiped out on Inferno. Mirage, we're seeing exactly what led them to this dominant run to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, look at the highlight on CT side. They've dropped 1 round this entire second half. They won the pistol, they got the conversion, and then since the guns that have come out, they have looked unstoppable. France take 1 last time out to try and rectify things. And it's actually quite similar, the criticism I'm going to give here to Kaede as we gave to Zana on Inferno, because it's fair. Where's been these aggressive peaks, trying to set Kaede up on these angles, fighting towards middle, holding in towards sort of connector, the boost play on towards ramp? There's so many options and we haven't seen it.
Yeah, on one hand, I'll say, I don't think we've seen the AWP a lot just in general. But also, yeah, you're right, it's very different to what we saw in Inferno, right, where she was often just pushing solo with
Absolutely.
AWP. It does feel like a bit of that aggression has been tempered. Zana's been quietly ticking along. I mean, I say quietly, she's like 2nd highest kills, but it doesn't feel like she's taking over the game a lot.
She was on, we said like 17-17 both for D7 and Zana, and I kind of cursed them because then they stopped getting kills, but Ida's really risen to the occasion. This one's a lot more direct out of France. Mid-control taken almost
Smokes.
instantaneously.
Had to use all of their util to get this. Who needs to be ready for this potential push through the smoke. She's actually going to reposition the sandwich, so D7 has responsibility. Zana's been caught. She's got tapped out.
But Ida's now pushed this, so you know it's still A.
I'm not sure where she fell.
B-apps.
Oh, I see you.
But look at the rotates. They know because of Ida's push. All time in. Caddy Jones will get towards default in time.
Just all the way under D7. Yeah, they know exactly what's going on.
They've smoked themselves here in connector so they can walk through this smoke on the timing.
The smoke on ramp has slowed them down too. It's all by design to allow Ida to get closer. France's delay here could cost them severely.
And look, D7's just jiggling every now and then. Here comes the commitment, but here goes Ida.
Ida is so close. They're not going to be able to get the bomb up in time. You got 2 players on the crossfire. Emerald has been spotted, and here comes Ida. Kade's low. Oh, she's still there. Need to deal with her. And they will. Emerald in the palace. Low HP. Julie tries to fight back forward, but D7 swings from behind triple.
And again, Ida has won probably this whole map now for Team Portugal by making that play. Just moving right in the shadows.
I can't believe France just wait for so long.
Think about it, they didn't have any info though, that's the thing. It's like, no one is peeking you at A, no one has peeked you at mid, there's been no reaction from short. Where are these players?
It's crazy though, because they had everyone in connector.
They
Emerald gets a kill on Zana in B apps, and they don't go until Emerald gets to A ramp. That's crazy.
It's one of those where they're trying to play with the rotations, and the correct answer is just to go while she got the space. They'll take it again in towards middle, but it's 4 chances now for Portugal to close and force that decider. D7 doesn't get caught on short, and Ida to be tested over at B-apps again.
It's going to be the split. Emerald cops a few bullets, now swings out. D7 holds tall. Caddy Jones also caught Julie on the lurk. Astra tries to fight her way out, and she can't get past her teammate. Kaede and Rachel will at least get some kills back, but Kade's low. Sun's in the backside with the AWP. And it's all on to Rachel. First kill is hers. A double up in the market. If there's anyone you wanted in this position, it is Rachel. And she's seen that crossover.
Has she?
I think so, surely she should have. First kill, but not ready for the second. Portugal get their revenge, and we go 1-1.
Yeah, and to be honest, deserved, because they played a much better game of Counter-Strike on Mirage. They were allowed the room. France gave them respect, and that was the first mistake they made.
Yeah, it's crazy after that Inferno that they wouldn't just keep putting the pressure on. especially when they have that 5-0 start, right? I thought at that point we're poised for a dominant 2-0 series. The Portugal show they are not going down without a fight.
Yeah, I tell you what though, the fact that there were so many close rounds in there in that 5-0, it still gave Portugal belief. They gave themselves something to work with. In that CT side, they dropped what, 1-2 rounds total that entire second half.
So good seeing that former big keeper core playing together also well. Ida in particular, you mentioned the amount of impact she individually had in those final rounds. That push on that second last round was everything, and I got to give the props to Caddy Jones in particular as well. I know we've praised her a lot just throughout this event, but again, this is a player that isn't playing at the top of the women's scene. Obviously has a timer on sore miss, but it doesn't necessarily get the experience on the big stage, right, in these pressure moments. And so for her to be delivering when you've got this Team France running at you is huge.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And now we go to a third map. Before we get there though, we've got to see what the desk has to say.
Thank you, Brandon. Yes, a blinding CT side from Portugal to even up this series. They snap Mirage and put us at 1-1. Guys, night and day is how I feel about that performance. They look like a completely different team from map 1.
Yeah, much improved obviously on the side of Portugal. Again, finally individuals being able to showcase themselves as well. I mean, even from having a rough start, they go down 5-0. I think Caddy Jones is sitting at like 0-6 or something, not really getting anything going. And then, yeah, the switch is flipped for Portugal, and I think to a certain extent the switch is flipped on the side of France as well, but not so much in a positive manner. But Portugal, yeah, managed to brute force their way back into the game, and it's off the back of solid individual performances from the whole side, really. This wasn't necessarily the Zana show, this wasn't D7, just doing it all on their own. This was, yeah, Portugal as a team coming back in full fashion, and that's what we needed to see after that first map, because that was dreadful, and this was much, much better, obviously.
Yeah, definitely some scrappy rounds in there, I think it's fair to say, and early on we saw a lot of close rounds here going in favour of France, and you just get scared that Portugal are going to stop believing. You just get scared that they're going to start thinking, oh, it's not our day, we just can't get these round wins. But massive props to them for sticking in there, and once they started going for, I think, some of these more grouped up plays, they just got more effective as the half went on. They started just grouping up early, really trying to hit these sites, and I think that was a pretty decent way to counter a France team who are often looking for information. I think it's sometimes harder in a way when you're in this sort of setting, when the team play's not fully there, to actually play default and try and just keep the entire map. If you just group up early, it doesn't matter if France push somewhere else. If you can take the other side, you're in a position where you're going to get into a good post plant in time, and they did just enough on that T side, and then CT, they just started rolling early, and France kind of got back in there, but it felt like Portugal were in control by that second half.
It's kind of funny because the thing that saves Portugal's T side is, as you said, grouping up, going early, keeping it very simple, and just doing things by committee. That's the thing that France somehow forgot to do entirely on their T side. It felt like midway through the game, France just kind of lost their sense of urgency. They had no real urge to actually put the pressure onto Portugal or actually put them in a difficult situation.
Yeah.
We saw so much slow-paced play after establishing map control, or in the instances where it's even worse, you haven't established map control, but you're still not doing anything. And you saw on multiple occasions, whether it's pistol or first buy round, or obviously the last round there we have from Ada pushing through B-apps, so many like forward pushes from Portugal on the extremities of the map, whether it's A Palace, T Pit, or B Palace, that I'm kind of baffled by the fact that France didn't recognize, well, this is kind of what worked for Portugal versus us. Why are we not doing the same? Why are we letting the job for the CTs be much easier than they let it be for us? That didn't make sense to me at all, and that I wish they would have taken a timeout or something like that. We didn't really see much of, I guess, like a break in play to kind of talk things over, to see, to kind of identify what's going on, because it felt pretty evident, at least for us watching. But obviously we have the bird's eye view, we can see everything, but tempo definitely felt like a key, and Portugal felt way more comfortable the slower France got.
Yeah, it feels like the pressure of the playoffs is here, and I wonder if that's partly because those quarterfinal matchups, most of them felt like they had pretty clear favourites. This is a game where it's more even, and you're getting into the bigger money now. So I think that the pressure has to be a big part of it, because just cohesion-wise, I think these teams have looked better earlier on. I still think the individuals are looking good in moments, though. Like Rachel on that map,
Yeah,
I know she
really
lost,
good.
but she's looking really sharp here. I think that is still a good sign for France. And you even saw like KO Day having to win a clutch for them in that second half. The rounds they were winning, it felt like maybe the individuals were just able to sort of drag them through. But yeah, it just felt like the hesitation started to hit, and that's not the France we know and love. They're at their best when they're kind of just cutthroat and going for these aggressive moves. So they're maybe going to have to look at themselves and really figure out why that happened. Why did they start to hesitate going into this third match?
Yeah, I mean, we know from France's previous vetoes that maybe Mirage isn't way up in their pool. Maybe they're just uncomfortable from a lack of practice or theory time. It's all very plausible for how that one looked. Third map, though, will be Anubis. Both these teams have played Anubis and had pretty handy wins. How's this going to shake out, guys?
I mean, we firsthand got to see Portugal on Anubis. I think they did a brilliant job versus the US. I think they did a really, like, they were very set in their effort about taking mid control, even though they didn't do it from the very start of that US match. But like eventually they started, you know, figuring more out that we should split the map, we should go through mid. They were able to methodically take mid control as well and maintain it, which basically like opens up the map so much for you, whether you want to split through A or set up A splits, or if you just want to like halter rotations to set up for easier B takes. Like Portugal did such a good job of that throughout the entire game that we saw them play that I'm a little bit worried for France in that sense. Again, I've been siding with France all the way up until this point, and it looked like a very comfortable map for Portugal, and that has me a little bit worried for the Frenchies.
Yeah, we expect that France will continue to make those info plays, and I do think it's just that question of are Portugal going to stick to that sort of style where they do sort of go for these groups early, because that seems like it's where most of their success is coming from. I also understand maybe you want to default sometimes to just let your players, you know, have a feel for things. We definitely saw Zina getting some picks. I do think it's also really nice for Portugal, though, that we are getting a more well-rounded approach. Like Ida had a really solid map towards the end there, some big rounds from her, making info plays, making sure they get it over the line. D7 has really come into her own in this series. I think she kind of wasn't needed in the earlier series, so it's a good sign for me that we're getting a more well-rounded Portugal here. And I mean, I was with Portugal at the start. I do think I'm going to stick with them. That wasn't a massively convincing map win, but I also think we're seeing both teams struggle with the pressure, and I just get that feeling that Portugal are going to have that togetherness based on that map. They had it a little more to me, and yes, maybe it is partly because France aren't comfortable on the map, but yeah, I do just have that feeling. I think Portugal are going to edge this, but I really think there's not much in this third map based on what we've seen there.
I mean, Anubis is the map of dynamic, aggressive, mobile riflers. T side, you can just run into sites, get a lot of fights. CT side, of course, pays massive dividends to be proactive. Astra can win this series.
Yeah.
She can take this over. She can get her team into the grand final.
That was a little bit of a worry, though. Mirage, again, it should be kind of a playground for a player like Astra. We didn't see much of her at all. So, yeah, she needs to step things up. Again, the world's her oyster once she gets to Anubis. I'm curious to see how France, as a unit, are going to deal with what Portugal has to throw at them, especially on their CT side. But yeah, we need to see the best form of Astra in order for France to make it through this.
Also got to look at the anchors potentially on France, you know, see how Emerald's going to do here. I think Julie as well had a weaker map on this one. Seems like Julie can either have like really good maps or just drop off a fair bit, and that's a concern as well. Yeah, it's a really tough one to call, because I don't think any actual like game analysis, I think it would be important, but I honestly think that the pressure seems to be the thing affecting these girls the most, because we're not getting necessarily their peak level of CS out of them, and so it feels like that's going to be the main factor here, who can deal with that better.
Yeah, I think like for those, the team that can stick or stay most true to their identity is the one that's going to come through, and that comes down to handling the pressure well.
Big pressure though. Third and final map of this semi-final. Winner of Anubis into the grand final later today. Don't go anywhere.
Now, I said right before Mirage went live, Portugal need to keep the faith. They did exactly that after going down 5-0. And now they find themselves on Anubis. It's one of their better maps. Team France are really competent on it as well. Team France won the 9th round. They start T-side.
Yeah, that's at least something for Team France. Though, honestly, their T-side of Mirage didn't really have a lot going for it. So I really hope that their Anubis looks a lot different. I think it's a map that definitely suits them as a team. But as you kind of mentioned during that Mirage, it feels like it gets to a certain point and then they stop playing the way that they normally do.
Yeah.
And even if the map suits your playstyle, if you're not playing your playstyle, you're just going to get run over by this Portuguese squad.
Absolutely. And look, individuals to watch out for. Look, we know Astra is going to be brilliant on this map. I think Rachel will maybe take a little bit of a step back to allow Astra to shine. For Portugal, this is D7's best map, I think, outside of Ancient.
Okay, let's see it then. I think K-Day as well. Want to see a bit more of the first map appearance for her here. Orpa is very important. Cross smoke, deep smoke. Go to B. Zana close by with the dual Berettas. Oh, the flashbang does not work out. Ida and D7 again. It's the old guard. Ida on the tap back. Has taken down 2. She is hitting everything right now. And Astra will remove D7. But she doesn't even have armor.
Yeah, look, France wanted to go so quickly in there that they went before the smoke was landed. Like, it was bouncing. And that's why, like, Zana, D7 are able to try and get these kills. They all swing at once. And Ida's now getting loud and even pointing at Team France, letting them know, look, you come into our bomb site, you best not miss.
Yeah, absolutely. Ida's definitely feeling herself now. Portugal worked out the answer to their pistol rounds. Kill everyone. Actually, shoot them in the heads.
Good strat.
Yeah, well, have to employ it eventually. Check this out. They know there's not going to be any sort of investment here, so Zana keeps money for the AWP next round, prioritizing that exceptionally early. And then it's a whole slew of MP9s. Oh, D7, you're in a dangerous spot here. The burst through.
How's she alive? How is she alive? She got to kill Rachel, who bursts through the smoke and then gets out of there. Zana needs to be careful. There is a backup plan. Yun is still here with the MP9. That nade will finish the job on Astra, and now she can drop the smoke and back off. It's patient play, but it's correct.
Yeah, at least there's no gun given over. I like the way that nade was just bounced down. Are you ready for Julie? No, you're not. This gets scary. D7's low. You can't get E-carried here. That's big. That's what they needed.
And now you got the rotates. Team France can take the site. They know that D7 is quite low, but D7 just keeps going. Another one. And Julie will answer back. It's a 1 versus 2. And immediately Portugal reset. They try and swing. Ida goes first to allow Catty Jones to come in, but not even required. That was close, but not quite for Team France.
Yeah, a little closer than it needed to be. I think they pushed out A main. That was, I'm not sure if it was really necessary at that stage, especially after you've killed a player middle and you know there's 2 more top middle. I guess that's why they push, right? They anticipate with 3 players middle, there might be space to take that, but again...
Shout out D7. Low HP, gets the off-angle
She
kill on
saves them.
camera.
If she dies in camera, I think that round is actually over.
Completely agree. Zana's now got the AWP, and she's holding the space so that Ida can walk down in towards canals.
Miss Molly outside, but Ida still charges forward. And I don't think you at all anticipate her to be here.
It's one of those where if you've got 16 by 9, you'll see her. If you've got 4 by 3, you don't.
16-9ers. Rise up. Ida is holding kind of between both angles, which makes it tricky. But D7 will be a bit more active to window. Julie is really being a nuisance here. Ida does get involved. We'll be ready for Julie. She'll actually disengage, so that's fine.
That's what I've been really impressed with the most so far for Portugal. It's the fact that they're getting their kills and they're escaping. It felt like there was no way out there for Ida, and yet she finds one anyway. Oh, okay, and she keeps going. Another kill collected with the FAMAS. Yun in middle, not overwhelmed by Emerald. Team Portugal are now just winning all their 1v1s.
Yeah, Ida gets another chance on Julie. Astra has managed to find the space though, the skill into the A-bomb side. She's the one with the HP. She can catch off Yun here. Round's not done. K-Day's low, bomb will be planted. CT's fast in towards main. Will come Ida. Remember, there's an AWP involved in this retake.
How far does Astra want to go? Does she go all the way around? No, she just clears deep in towards CT. For Portugal, everyone is going to come through A main.
Okay, so it's going to be the group up. They've got smoke, molly, flash, all the utility. K-Day low HP, tucks behind.
Mollied.
And Molly's actually going to go to heaven, so K-Day has a chance to maybe find herself a kill, and that's a massive one to be getting. Oh, she's found two with no HP. Caddy Jones needs the kit. She hasn't picked it up. She hasn't picked it up, and she has to go for the full 10-second. Astra will come around the corner and spray her down. If she'd found that kit, it would have been different. But K-Day, phenomenal from behind K.
Yeah, look, they mollied off heaven. They all came round. They completely give that camera control. I'm really surprised that Caddy Jones didn't have the kit because they died with the kit on the bomb.
I think for a second, it looked like she was going to start looking for it, but the stress gets to the moment. France get on the board in a really unlikely fashion. That's Astra taking the initiative to find that space. You're not anticipating that someone could have pushed in there.
And she takes all the space again. She keeps pushing all the way out and towards spawn, just try and catch off one of these rotates. When she doesn't, she regroups with Kaede, and Kaede just plays it brilliantly. She's letting Astra sort of pseudo take all the contact in terms of the grenades, but also players coming out of camera, and she can just focus on her job, which is deny the bomb diffusers, and she does. What a shame that is as well, because Team Portugal, they were showing similar shades of Mirage, where they were being really dynamic. They were disengaging appropriately. And yet it didn't matter.
Sana doesn't even get to fire her orb, which is a little sad for her. They really want to try and catch one of these players, and D7 will. The one dig onto Rachel, and Ida catches KD through the smoke, but again, A is compromised. It looks like they're fully aware this time.
Yeah, but look, you got Deagles and 5-7s that are defending this. Yun on the corner, trying to set up Zana. She can't quite do it. Astra claims both, so it is a 3-on-3.
It's really nice the way that Astra plays off Julie.
Look at this bomb thing here, though, because Ida could potentially deny the bomb. She turns round. Oh, she turns round. And look at this. Emerald just playing the discipline. That could have been the round right there and then. Instead, it goes the other way.
That was the moment. Caddy Jones in the 1v3. Won't even get a chance. Another big round from Astra. Quad kill. And again, that's a 3-on-5.
I can't believe that Ida goes up to clear it and doesn't go all the way around the corner. So Emerald's got that timing. It's the Ida and Emerald timing. Again.
Yeah, this way goes the other direction. That could have been a round-winning moment, or at least bringing it back into favor. But you got to praise Astra. I love the way her and Julie work that from Fountain, with Julie taking that contact but not committing to any of the fights, right? She's just sort of jiggling on it, firing off bullets, falling back, making it so uncomfy. Giving Astra that space to find both those kills. She does not slow down.
This time it is France coming back from the brink. A lot of these rounds, again, to kind of kickstart the way Mirage went, where you feel like Portugal should be in control, they should be claiming them, and then they just don't. The only saving grace about this is, look, this is CT side Anubis. Obviously, they would like more than what they're currently sitting with. If they could grab a few more, it would still be a really compelling first half.
Yeah, it's similar to how Mirage started with, like, oh, these rounds. You feel like they should have gone the way of Portugal, but France are so good at denying you finding that way in. It will be the full eco to come through. Spin is 2,400, so yeah, no chance for an AWP. It's actually going to be a pretty average buy into the next round.
They just want to get this one over with. Pushing towards mid. A little bit of a stack behind all the mollies.
Flashbang being set up for D7. They're already pretty far ahead of it, so damage can you do? None.
Yeah, the buy's not too bad. So Yun has to keep downgrading to MP9s. It was Ida that was doing that on map 1, but because she's sort of hitting her stride a little bit, it's now Yun that is taking the brunt of the weapon disadvantage at the cost of utility.
Looking very close between USA and Poland on map 2. One round divides them at the moment. A lot of early pressure towards A. It's definitely been where France have wanted to put a lot of their focus early in this half.
Yeah, it's because Portugal have been really aggressive and letting them know that they want this dark control and that they're not going to be able to take it without fighting at least 2 players from Portugal.
I know part of it is also wanting to punish Jordan, right? One of the least experienced players on this Portuguese roster.
It could be.
Definitely feels like Ash has been able to win that out pretty consistently.
Oh, look at this timing on this push into B main. Look back upon Rachel. Will deal with Catty Jones. And actually, that will invite Emerald just to keep pushing, but Ida wins out the fight. Under pressure, needs help, gets it from D7. Ida's still trapped over at the obelisk. Finally, Julie puts her out of misery, but D7 keeps going. It feels like it should be the connection, but it isn't. A 2 versus 2. France are on 10 HP.
Outrageous that they're both still living, and a good chance now for Portugal in this retake. They've got the kit on you, and so they don't need to commit through the smoke, can take their time. A stiff breeze would take down either of these players, and that timing, Zana spots out one. Your charges through, overwhelmed by Astra, and Zana on 1 HP, both of these players on a nice edge. Zana's crossed, Astra's spray converts. France do the unthinkable after D7 saves them off.
I can't believe it. They just had no utility.
Yun goes too soon.
She does, absolutely.
She goes too soon. She just needed to wait.
The whole reason
1 more
for,
second.
The whole reason for waiting out the smoke is so that you don't fall into that trap. And it's because Zana's taking contact. She feels like she needs to come through to help her. She doesn't. Nervy moments on the stage again for Team Portugal. And Team France are just denying the odds.
But what a round. Such a low HP. Astra gets both those kills. Crazy that Zana was brought down to 1 HP as well. Made it interesting. 11 and 2 is Astra. Mentioned. We know exactly how good she is on this map. Proving it already.
It's good that Portugal are looking competitive in these gun rounds at the same time. Competitiveness doesn't win you rounds at the end of the day. K-A-Day baiting in her teammates, swing on the angle. It's all too easy for Emerald and Rachel. This will be a 5th marked up for Team France.
Yeah, should be in a moment. Yun will be spotted and dealt with by Astra. Clean. Running away with affairs. We will finally see the AWP back out for Zana. She had it in the 3rd round after prioritizing it. Remember how this run of rounds started with that 3-on-2 with K-Day on 10 HP.
Yeah, the rounds that they've won have actually been unbelievable.
All of them are like that. 3-on-5 thrown in the mix.
Oh, what
Nice.
a shot. What a shot. But again, just because Portugal get the opening kill, it doesn't mean that that's a success story. Astra yet again looking to take shape. Caught off guard, it's Zana. Really need to be careful here. They keep trying to force this issue when instead they should be falling back.
Yeah, Astra is just putting on damage with the utility. Not anticipating her to get that close. Now you've seen that AWP in play. How much longer does it hang around? That's the question. She has just stayed in heaven. France look to move back towards B through dark.
Cassie Jones has got a smoke that she can put down towards B main. It all depends on this timing. You can see that they're trying to stop this crossfire. They're distinctly aware that there could be these players moving through. Instead it's a counter with the incendiary, but France aren't interested in B. They're trying to get the rotations away because, again, Astra is trying to work magic. Timing favours her on Yun again and catches Sana in the mix.
Okay, crazy double up from Astra, but how are you not aware that's a possibility? The lurk smoke's been down for that long.
And Emerald hears all of this. Emerald hears all of these players running through water. Checked but not dealt with is Catty Jones. 4 on 3. Rachel up close. Kayade hits the quick shot.
Catty Jones got the double though. Not done yet. It's still on.
There's no
Astra
smoke.
lives. And Emerald tucks in towards the camera. Such low HP. It's going to be D7 that needs to step up. And in fact, it is just D7. Tap on the bomb, hoping that peak comes. Will be the swing from Emerald. D7 will get that one. Astra doesn't need a swing, but she will anyway. Another quad kill from Astra. She is unstoppable.
Absolutely unstoppable, but you're completely right. And Yun has been caught off guard again there. But so is Zana, not once but twice, when she goes for that initial A main peak and then resetting in towards camera. You've been shot in the back of the head. There's only one direction where that can come from.
She's 16 and 2. That's a multi-kill every single round. She's literally just walking into A and killing 2 people every single time.
They're running away with it.
Now they're going to start running at them. D7 over here this time. They've done it. They've taken down Astra.
Does that mean they win the round though? Because the buy is still not ideal. Deeg for Yun in towards Temple. A flashbang back. They want to keep going. They want to keep fighting this. D7's actually killed Zana, but in fact she's killing everyone in mid. Yun tries to step in to help. Rachel isolated, but escapes.
Meanwhile, the bomb will scale into the bomb side. Ida does so much damage. Catty Jones hits the Deeg. An advantage, a recovered AK as well into the armored player of Yun.
There's just no utility again. The retakes, you always feel like they're fumbling because there's no util. This time it's Kayade that gets caught off guard peeking in the open.
How does everyone live on such low HP on this French side? Somehow they survive in round after round with nothing to say. Kayade is still killing everybody. How is she still going? Eventually, Yun will remove her and Portugal break their silence.
That's confidence not only for Yun, but also for Team Portugal. Finally, we can kill these players. They've looked dangerous in every single one of these rounds. D7 even gets a team kill in this round and still goes ahead and kills A main. Camera keeps Rachel's rotation a little bit subdued, and because of that fallback, that gives the information for Ida to be there, for Catty Jones to come into Temple.
Good to see you being positive there, actually. We saw her in the camera. She's actually, laughing a little bit and shrugging her shoulders. She's been having a rough time here on the A side. Can't let it get to her.
It's the Battle of Narvi right now. This buy looks a hell of a lot better than it did last round for Portugal.
They've changed positions. D7's just playing A now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Radical move, but you need to deal with Astra.
Zana's got a rope again. This is really close though for D7. She has no support if she dies here.
Does she need it? That's the question. She's being put on towards B. We have 3 players leading here. In fact, the AWP as well. No France like to poke and prod. Astra now starts to try and take the space. Yun moves over. Little flashbang to set up D7's peak.
That's info though. You now know that 2 players are A, so you can still commit into this. Swing out into B main. It feels incredibly aggressive from Ida. She doesn't know players are so close. But Catty Jones at least steps in. Now you need to be wary of Dark.
You need to be ready for this. Catty Jones, it wouldn't have mattered. Low HP. Zana is here. But it's only Zana.
You should go because Astra knows about that A main push.
Can start committing now. Flash forward. No smoke onto the angle. Zana gets an opportunity to drop the bomb too. That'll slow things down. She's worried about a push onto her, and rightly so. In fact, I think that swing was maybe coming. Bomb scooped up, will be planted.
No smokes at all for anyone. There's one flashbang left on Astra. Team Portugal starts to creep in.
Pure brawl coming forward. Need to be aware of Julie's position behind the pillar. She's just found that little avenue to tuck into. K-Day on Obelisk has a good line to D7. Will strike. Strong. Astra activates. Sana can't convert. Another multi-kill from Astra.
Another multi-kill for Astra, sure, but that post-plant was brilliant. Everyone was playing so tucked. K-Day's got this deep line on the left-hand side. It means that Astra can just pivot between what she finds and what Julie finds in terms of contact. That's a shrewd after plant for Team France, and that is them establishing the control. And it's actually them that take the time out. Coach knows how important this is to not let slip. If he can make this a 9-3 half, that looks way better than 7-5. And to be fair to Portugal, it feels like they should have 5 at a bare minimum.
Yeah. And then some. Much closer than it would suggest. We saw Portugal with a similar position on Mirage. We're able to bring that back. And they also won a round like this before. So don't count them out of this one.
They also nearly won a round like this before. It goes both ways. This is aggressive. Julie looking to take shape. Shadow not spotted. Straight in. But Zana will at least trade with the rifle. Everyone's having a go at A main.
Really are. I think Zana needs to be active here. B is going to be the target for Team France. Double up in middle, so maybe they can drop quickly. The Dark's going to be the only space they have. Ida spots out Astra. Now you think this drop might come through Winter? Okay, it's going to be a part push, part drop perhaps. Astra, oh, decapitates Ida. There comes the drop, but that smoke she dropped behind herself. What a heads-up play from Astra. Will go down, but Rachel immediately on the trade. It's just Sana on this flank. The bomb is down. Emerald is accounting for it. And she'll actually convert.
Astra is playing out of her mind. You speak about that smoke, it just does so much for her. Preventative cover, it's not only for the drop, it's also for the A main push. You know that Zana was last there as well. Exceptional work from Astra. She is single-handedly carrying Team France to this grand final.
It's insane, isn't it? 19-4. The first half's not even finished yet. Now K-Day wants to get involved.
Here we go. Singed by her own team's Molly. And that will at least give her a little bit of audio over. D7 again, looking to be proactive in towards A main. She tucks in, Zana takes the angle.
Yeah, classic setup. Not one they've done yet. Actually, they get a little bit aggressive. Oh, it doesn't go well, but Zana will at least get that trade.
But every time they have seen the AWP of Zana, they go to the other bomb site. Okay, they've still got this really advanced line where she can hold tempo. Spam not quite connecting. Catty Jones, though, with the follow-up, will deal with her.
Yeah, just the smoke was starting to fade as well, right? So she just catches her. That looked like it could have gone either way. And that might change the plans here of Team France.
Astra has done this so many times, we know what's coming next. Her lurk in towards A main. Yun should be aware, and this time is.
2 times now, Yun's got the better of Astra. Back-to-back round, she finally starts to get some revenge. But this one, you think, should actually set up this 4th round for Portugal.
Look at this, holding this pixel just in case they creep close. Instead, she wants to play a little bit more safer now. Has got the support of Zana. Zana can also flash.
Yeah, the concern here is if they walk on that left side and don't actually go up towards Fountain. Okay, never mind. Emerald doesn't clear her anyway. So Yun able to lock down a triple kill for her. Portugal, some redemption at the tail end.
Yeah, important round for Yun. Important round for Team Portugal because it means they walk away with something, and something is better than nothing. And nothing is what they got on Inferno. A pistol round of great magnitude. And you've got to bear in mind that, look, you're now going on to CT side Anubis. Some of the other players at Team France now need to step up and rise to this occasion because Astra cannot do it all on the defense solo.
No, absolutely.
She'll go ahead and prove me wrong now, but
Yeah, she'll do her best to do it.
typically, you can't.
Typically, but she's in the right place this time. And she's pretty good with the USP, Brandon. I've seen her do some disgusting things. This is going to be a straight B execute. 2 smokes, double flash, triple flash. In fact, they just want to pounce on this bomb site. They charge straight into the door as K-Day doesn't stop hitting left trigger until Zana removes her. But there's Rachel to slide through on the side. Astra still in towards Dark, unaccounted for. And again, able to get one. Ida is giving some fight back though. It's going to be the push from Dark. She's got a lot of time to work with, so she actually falls back.
She's got the HP to work this. She's being really loud though. Oh, but it's deliberate. It's to get Emerald to move away. So now Ida has created this one-on-one pocket, but Rachel, this reposition could be everything. Timing potentially could elude both. Rachel's still searching, scampering in towards Dark, and collects the headshot. France one step closer to that grand final.
Never takes her crosshair off B main. She knew what was going on. Wanted that kit, wanted the reposition to be in a more supportive place for Emerald. Portugal tried to go for the straight up hit into that B bomb site, but France have so many players holding. K-Day just eviscerates them on entry.
That's why dual Berettas suck, because you can just hold left click like that whole time. Oh yeah, same thing. Even if you're full blind, doesn't matter.
And we get to see the dualies in action again. It's Emerald that's filling the feed. Quad killed the MP9. K-Day going down. She wanted to buy the AWP early. It's probably going to be Emerald that has to drop it. Oh no, she actually gets the M4, so save that for later.
You got to bear in mind as well, though, look, this is Team France with a number of rounds in the lead. That means they're going to play their identity. It means they're going to start pushing. A rifle is going to be better than that than the AWP.
Yeah, 3 MP9s, they're definitely going to show some aggression here. Portugal deal with it.
They might just take the fight straight to them. In towards mid they go. Scaling, Emerald just on the doorway, flash forward, and oh, she nearly gets 2 kills.
Clean with the MP9. Huge performance from that position. Patty Jones, oh my god, Astra just peeks into her.
You can't fight Astra, that's the thing.
Astra fights you.
Yeah, and she's gonna win every time. That's what it feels like. Zana finds K-Day. That's a little bit of respite in towards middle, but if you go in towards A, uh-oh. I'm scared because Julie is here. D7 needs to clear this. The pathway to get the bomb on site. Oh, the timing. Oh, the timing favours Portugal.
That's what they needed. This double up in camera needs to be dealt with though. It's Astra and Rachel. Yun gets the first, Rachel only onto 1, and so Portugal get the first gun round.
Another head-to-head. It feels like Yun is just the giant killer right now. She's the only one that can deal with Astra. Unfortunate for Julie. She anticipated Portugal to come in towards A main to clear her after the camera kill was 15, 20 seconds prior. The reason why it was so delayed is because D7 had to get the bomb. As soon as they lose a round, France call a timeout.
Yeah, scoreline's intimidating, but it's certainly not out of reach. Look at that all for K-Day that might come in the last round. Emerald, we've seen she's more than proficient with the MP9. But yeah, it's a very similar purchase. And K-Day be the point of difference. We saw the Poland USA game has gone to a map for 3, Brandon.
So I was just checking.
Looks like USA were being very competitive on Dust 2.
They came back from 8-1 to make that 13-8, so that's still pretty respectable, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are right, though. This game does feel bite-sized. Every round feels like 2 now for Team Portugal. Emerald getting incredibly aggressive with the MP9, and K-Day is walking with her. And spots D7 in the finest of margins.
I like that a lot because, you know, the smoke and stairs, you know what it means, right? D7 knows that means a push, but it's the AWP element of it that you're not expecting.
The reaction consistently for Team Portugal is when they lose players to just reset and take mid. This time Kaede rotates over, fires off a shot through the smoke, and the delayed utility of the incendiary keep Portugal at bay for now.
3 players on this A side, you really don't want to go there, and Portugal made the right call in disengaging.
Not that you'd know it yet, but you could actually just walk in towards B. One smoke, that's all it would be, because Astra's playing so passive at CT.
I think they might still go to A. Surely they can't. Not in this position outside of B main. They might go through Temple, but Kaede is holding from CT. Gonna be good for one easily, and then she can just fall back.
That does get the bomb over. That does get you a plant. So a 5v3, like, it's not out of the realms of possibility. There's that smoke for the cross.
Alright, so they can perhaps get the bomb down, and oh, it's dangerous planting here. Kaede is walking around the edge. She can't see Ida. She couldn't see Ida, but it doesn't matter. Ida walks back through that smoke. Gotta work out where she is. She now lets them know. First kill of 4 that are required, and the second doesn't come her way.
And that's a KD classic, to be honest. That's what we were missing, all of Mirage. We finally get it on Anubis. Her being dynamic, she was everywhere in that round. She was the point of contact for every single one of those kills. A bomb plant does mean that Portugal potentially could have something into this round if they see fit. And to be honest, with the scoreline the way it is, with the money the way it was for Team France, it makes sense for them to force in.
Yeah, you need to. Such a deficit you have to break back into. Really cool round from France, every element of it. Lost all Molly. 7, oh, she wants to get aggro. Flashbang to help her out, removes the Emerald. She'll just fall back.
Look at this aggro though, look at Rachel just on the edge of this smoke in towards Dart, being spammed and checked by Zana, but I don't think she's noted. Might have been heard now by Cassie Jones.
Yeah, just falls back to safety. 2-2 split from the defenders. And we'll take the space in middle. I think this will dictate their direction.
It's interesting as well, because Cassie Jones could, if she's feeling confident, just walk in towards B right now, because last time it was so passive. Again, France looking to retake the space in towards middle. Yun backs off, tucks into the corner, and now has heard that they are resetting in towards mid. But at the same time, France have got 2 players in towards Temple now, but Zana will at least find Rachel. Bomb site is Portugal's.
I don't think you'd meant to drop there, but it doesn't matter. Will still be the round for Portugal.
And the save.
Has to be. Kaede and Astra want these weapons. Julie will stick around. She just has the MP9, so if she can grab that AK that's tantalizingly close in Temple, that'll give them a good investment into the next round. This comeback does not get easier.
Oh, well,
D7
she just
stolen
took the AK.
Right in front of her. Julie? No attempt to ninja. She did have a kit, so maybe there was something cheeky to be done. Portugal keep 5 alive and remove 3.
Yeah, good reaction here from Portugal. As D7 getting aggro in towards A main. France have been noting that Portugal, they do like to go for this push in towards mid. They try and reset with 3 players, but at that point, Portugal, they get ahead of the info and they just start going in towards the B site.
You have to force this, don't you? I don't know, it's awkward. Okay, Julie is kind of bought into it. I mean, her money was broken anyway.
Yeah, saving this is actually okay.
Yeah.
You can get a pretty comprehensive buy, and again, we're seeing this drop. Astra, with one of the only rifles in the round, has already got all of water control, and Julie has found Ida and looks for more, but can't. Yun will at least trade. D7 will deal with Astra, but the players are rampaging out of A main, but she still finds another.
A chance here for Zana. This is your moment to shine. D7 transfers down and gets that second kill, which makes all the difference and makes this so much more possible.
Everyone's got no armor on this AK.
Does she have the timing? That's the critical thing. Zana will push through. And Emerald disengages to Temple.
Oh, wow. They really think it's going to be this B hit. Will Zana go through camera, or will she go through Temple? She chooses option A, and it's the correct one. No one's home.
If the bomb goes down, she's in a fantastic position. Kayday has 20 HP, Emerald has an AK with no armor, and Zana has a smoke she can drop down onto an angle to delay further. So she will get this bomb. They're screaming on stage, despite how tense this moment is. They're going to give it a go. Looks like they were discussing it. They want to. They can feel series point and grand final point.
Look at this. She's pushed through her own camera smoke. It's planted for heaven, remember. And now she's cleared that space. She just waits. She knows that she needs the audio. Is everyone going to clear? No, she's not. And KD doesn't have a kit. Zana has played this to perfection. Portugal stay alive.
How baller is it that she just believes that there's no kit? Oh my god, that could have been dangerous if KD had invested a kit in.
Very true, but at the same time, you've seen Astra with the AK, KD you know is safe with the AWP, everyone else is on pistols. It's a gamble that Zana's willing to take.
God, what a recovery, what a much needed clutch that comes through. D7's double up gives Zana room to pull off her 1v2.
The decision to push through her own camera smoke to then give herself that pocket of space is absolutely everything.
Up safe for France is great news. Kayde's been keeping that one in her paws for some time.
Much slower default this time for Portugal. Looking to spread out across the map. Draw a line in the sand with this map control, and Ida looking to take space. D7 does the same.
Emerald needs to deliver here. The swing out is perfect on Zana. D7 can't trade it. Now a flash over to support. D7 does get away. That's Zana going down for free.
Meanwhile, on B, you've got this double dark setup that is looming and could be incredibly dangerous here for France.
They look to go back here. 3 players from the CTs are on A. So a lot hinges on this double dark. Does Rachel peek this? Will Yun find her? She does. The second player strikes, but Ida will trade. That's the space into B.
But look at this quick rotate out of Emerald. She could drop, or she could go all the way around in towards B main. She decides to go all the way around the world, and they have got kits in play.
That's a wallbang onto D7. Kayde inflicts damage, doesn't know it. That makes it harder for Portugal. Kits in play. Emerald. She could be the deciding fact here. This timing starts to make noise. Swings around. Caddy Jones not ready. D7 can't do a thing. That's serious point for France.
They play it really well in the retake. Everything is so cool and calculated because they know as long as they just look off these angles, it paints the picture a lot clearer for Emerald when she's making her way around. And they've all got kits so they can take as much time as they need. The fact that you wallbang D7 as well is just the cherry on top.
5 chances now for Team France to lock themselves a spot in our grand final.
And they'll play either Poland or USA, as that one's gone to a third map, and we still don't know who's got the advantage over there.
Every single series feels like it goes the distance.
Well, it does.
Every single one we've had. 3 days of it. Speaks to just how strong all of these individuals have been on these teams.
You wondered as this first half started whether Team Portugal would look back at and brew some of these mistakes that they were made and have been made. The answer currently is yes.
There were so many of those rounds in that first half that should have been theirs.
3v5 just being converted by France. You think about back to that 1v2 that should never have been. The 10 HP clutch. So many what-if moments.
Portugal have all of that in the back of their mind, but they can only focus on the future.
They're going to try something a bit more simple. They're just going to go in towards A. The final stand, potentially the last hurrah, and execute on towards the A site.
Two players here, KD isn't too far away. Back. KD will actually catch off Caddy Jones on the lurk. Goes before her team starts to move in A. Maybe a little too eager to get that information. Now the execute comes through. Emerald's flushed out. D7 is able to spot Julie as well in heaven. So she's under pressure. Still finds a kill. D7 scales in. KD there before she's ready. Zana and Ida, the 2v3. Ida gets one back. Still a chance here for Portugal. But over the top, the damage is coming from the half wall. And Zana can't do it. Rachel gets the double. And Team France go through to the grand final.
Well played by Team France. They dug their heels in every step along the way, and they thoroughly deserve this spot in the grand final. And for Team Portugal, it's going to be heartbreaking because there were so many of those moments that could have gone the other way, not just in Anubis, but all throughout this series. They should hold their heads up high because semi-finals is still a pretty good showing for this team.
Yeah, I mean, Team France definitely is the favourite on this side of the bracket, no doubt about it. Great to see them convert their run, but it wasn't easy for them. Denmark put them through their paces. Portugal certainly the same. And for Portugal, I think the biggest issue here was the slow starts, right? It just took them so long to get going on some of these maps. Anubis, they've been able to get off to the start a little bit easier. Could have been a bit more competitive. Still a fantastic showing from this squad. We got to see all of the former big keeper core shining here on the stage. Caddy Jones, I think the real standout for me from this team just throughout this event. And you're delivering in this last map after she was really struggling versus Astra, was able to get her revenge time and time again.
That's the key sentence though, you said it right there, struggling against Astra. Whilst Portugal have slow starts, you then compound that, you mix that in with Astra being unbelievable. I think she had 20 kills at the end of the first half. It's like, what can you do against that? It is undeniable form, and it's grand final form.
It's grand final form, and it's a player that's no stranger to getting to grand finals, right? The last time she was on LAN, she made a grand final, right? She's got that winning